It's a dream start in the Clásico for İlkay Gündoğan. If anyone can stop him, it is Ronald Araujo. Jude Bellingham from nothing turns around. He's got no right to score from there, but somehow he finds the top corner. What's up, coolers, and welcome back to Barça Dream Team. And we're back again, this time on the other side of the Clásico. We all saw it, and it was devastating the way it ended after a solid performance from Barça. Jude Bellingham made the difference, and we're discussing it all here today. We've got a lot to cover in today's video, guys, so let's get started.
So Xavi's 8th Clásico as Barça manager ends in defeat, and of course for us coolers that's very, very difficult to take, and we're all feeling down about that right now. But there were a lot of positives to take from the game. When it comes to team selection, Real Madrid were exactly as we'd expected. It was a very clear 4-4-2 with the diamond in midfield. And then after half-time, we did see Fede Valverde drop in the right-back role, and that meant that Dani Carvajal could step out of the defence and close João Felix down without worrying about leaving spaces in behind. For Barca, the squad list was very encouraging. We saw the return of Lewandowski, Rafinha and Koundé, but Pedri and De Jong were not quite fit enough in time to be included in the squad. And when it came to the lineup though, none of those players featured, and Xavi listed 5 defenders, which was a big surprise. That meant we didn't line up in the way we had expected. Instead, it was basically a back three of Íñigo Martínez, Christensen and Araujo, with Balde and Cancelo joining the midfield of Gavi and Gündoğan. And just ahead were Felix, Fermin Lopez and Ferran.
Well, the game kicked off and Barca started the match well. We managed to keep possession of the ball and Madrid were letting us play and dictate the pace of the game. Gündoğan had the ball. He tried a 1-2 with Ferran, but it didn't quite come off. But Real Madrid's defence was sleeping. Gündoğan steps behind and buries it, cool as you like. He just slots it past Kepa, and it's a dream start in the Clásico for İlkay Gündoğan. He scores his first goal for Barca, and this is a player who turns up in the big occasions, guys. He scored goals in Der Klassiker, the Manchester Derby, and now in El Clásico. And all of a sudden, Barca are 1 goal up in the Clásico after just 6 minutes. And for the whole of the first half, we continued creating chances. Real Madrid didn't even turn up. Vini Jr. was completely shut down by Araujo, who had an amazing match, by the way. Vinicius just couldn't deal with it and he was getting frustrated. I think he's finally found his match. If anyone can stop him, it is Ronald Araujo. And that was basically the story of the match for Vinicius. If it wasn't Araujo, it was Gavi, and sometimes even a combination of the two. It was really impressive how he managed to control the man who is probably the best left winger in the world. Vinicius was practically taken out of the game. The entire Barca fan base has literally been captivated by the rivalry, the growing battles between Araujo and Vinicius every Clásico, and for good reason too.
But in this Clásico, we were introduced to a new rivalry, this time in midfield with Gavi and Bellingham. I don't think anyone expected it to be as competitive as it was, but Gavi was matching him. It was a real physical contest, and in the first half at least, Gavi came out on top. But defensively in general, we looked solid. Real Madrid offered nothing in attack aside from a very speculative Antonio Rudiger long shot. In particular, the back three were very impressive. Now, we've come to expect these displays of defensive brilliance from Araujo, Christensen and Koundé. But Íñigo Martínez surprised us all. His distribution, calmness on the ball, tackles, blocks were sensational. Now, that's his 3rd start in the last 6 days, and this guy has shown that he is the real deal. And the excellent defensive performance was matched by our attackers, creating chances time and time again. Just moments after Gündoğan's goal, Fermin Lopez, who had another fantastic game, could have doubled our lead with a darting run into the box, but unfortunately hit the post again. Ronald Araujo was literally strangled in the box by Tchouaméni, but of course Gil Manzano decided to overlook that one. Later, after a Martinez header, the ball rebounds off the woodwork and into the path of Araujo again, but Kepa parries the ball away. Joao Felix was driving forward and Dani Carvajal brings him down. It was a clear denial of a goal-scoring opportunity, but again, the ref sides with Madrid. And it was really reckless from Carvajal, and honestly, the guy probably deserved 6 or 7 yellow cards in this match. He was targeting Felix with unnecessary fouls. And that was the story of the first half. Defensively, Barca were watertight, and we were creating the chances, but we only took one of them. We should have been at least 2 or 3 goals up by the break.
And that's exactly what happens. That is exactly what happens. When you don't take your chances, Real Madrid will punish you. And in the second half, it's a loose ball picked up from miles out. Barca think the danger is cleared and there's absolutely nothing on. But Jude Bellingham from nothing turns around. He's got no right to score from there, but somehow he finds the top corner. Just moments before this, Ter Stegen had saved a similar effort from Tchouaméni. That one was an arrow into the top corner too, but this one just got away from him. There was too much movement on the ball, and in the end, you have to respect the finish. It's a world-class goal from Bellingham, and all of a sudden, Barca need a reaction. And that goal blew the game open. It was end-to-end in the final minutes, both teams pushing for a winner, and Real Madrid, in typical Real Madrid fashion, find a way. They always do. It's a cross from Carvajal, Modric miscontrols it, but it balloons over Inigo Martinez, and who's there? Of course, it's Jude Bellingham to finish us off. And it's Barca 1, Jude Bellingham 2, and it's devastating. The goal literally brought us to tears. It was so horrible to throw away the lead after such a fairy tale opening to the game. You know, Gündoğan scored his first goal for the club, but Jude Bellingham made the difference. We spoke the other day about how Madrid don't have a striker, but they do have a Jude Bellingham. And everything seems to fall right to his feet right now. Everything he touches turns to gold. Every pass, every miss hit, every loose ball. And credit goes to him for putting those chances away. That's now 13 goals for Real Madrid now. And as Andreas Christensen said the other day, he's becoming a very annoying player for Barca fans. And at the death, despite being a goal down, Barca fans in the stadium did have something to cheer about, because Robert Lewandowski, Rafinha and Lamine Yamal all entered the pitch. Lamine in particular gave an injection of pace and energy to the attack. But despite all their efforts, our desperation for a goal and acrobatics from Rafinha, we just couldn't do it. It was absolutely gutting to lose in the way we did, having played as well as we had. We were all in shock about what had just unfolded before our eyes. How had we allowed this to happen? It was such a painful loss after such a great start, and it felt hard to believe. It was an absolute nightmare, and that puts us in a very difficult position in the league. That was our first loss of the season, but even then we're currently third, and Atletico Madrid are just 2 points behind us, but have 2 games in hand. But the main thing I want you guys to let us know in the comments is, how would you rate our season as a whole? We've had an unbeaten streak which just ended last night, but the performances, as we keep saying, just haven't been convincing. I think if you look over the 2 5-0 results, this season's been one which has been quite underwhelming. We entered the season with a goal to retain the La Liga title, have a decent run in the Cups, and compete in the Champions League. Right now, we can still go on to do all those things, but the main worry, the main concern has been our unconvincing performances. Some of those draws really should have been wins against teams who should not have taken points off of us, but let us know your thoughts in the comments.
So if you like the video, guys, make sure to stay up to date with Xavi's Barca Dream Team. Hit the notification bell and subscribe to BDT. We'll see you next time. Visca Barça!